Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new project. We are going to be working with Stamperia Lady Vagabond and Lifestyle. I was going to say it has a subtitle. So let's see what we've got. If you saw my haul, but that was quite a while ago, you know what I have. But what I have for this one is one 12 by 12, two 8 by 8s, and one 12 by 12 background selection. Okay, for the paper. And I've already cut, some mats and things. So, and then I have the die cuts, and I have this rice paper that has the beautiful bookshelf, and I have the collectibles to work with. Okay, so that's that. And I am working with with craft cardstock, and as you can see, I have some things ready to go. But one thing I wanted to do is, I'm trying to be organized here, but I need to make a base page. So let me show you, and I've shown you a bunch of times how to do this, but just in case, you're going to need, I'll have a cutting guide, but you're going to need 2 pieces for each base page. So you're going to need a total of 8 pieces, and they are going to be 8.5 by 6. And then you're going to score one short side at 1/2 inch, trim your corners, and put your tape. And again, I am using the color Craft for this, but you can use whatever you think best. Brown would be very nice, but I don't have much of it, so I'm not using that. And I'm thinking I might use maybe a burgundy as my accent color. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet on that. Okay. And then, so now you have 2 pieces exactly alike, and you're going to put them like that, facing. Okay. And so I am just peeling back. I don't know why I'm using my nail. I have a tool, but I'll grab that. So just peel back a little bit of the tape. I'm going to match it up to this corner. Now, anything that is in the 6-inch range, I have trouble with because my trimmer doesn't have any marks in that range. So mine are probably off, but it never seems to matter much. Try to be accurate, but if you can't, you can't. Here's my take on that. Just checking. Okay. And then we're going to go to the opposite end. Same thing. And if they are off, just make sure one side at least is accurate. And like here, I don't know if you can see it, mine are off, but that'll be fine. I'll try and remember to put that side down into the hinge. It won't even be noticeable. What you can do is cut these wider, make them like 6.5 and then trim them down to 6 so everything's perfectly even. I don't, because if I did that, I would have to use twice as much paper. So that's my take on that. Okay, so this goes in with this, and I don't even remember now where those go, but we'll figure that out. And let's go here. Okay, so page 1. Grab my base. Okay, so let me get those off to the side here. Hopefully they won't be in the way. Okay. All right, so I have my base here somewhere. Okay, so here's my base page. And what I am going to do with this page is I'm going to have a full flap, and I have her on the front. I've cut her from the 8 by 8. And then this also from the 8 by 8 is going to go inside the flap. Then I'm going to have here a vellum pocket, and she is going to be inside this vellum pocket. I'm kind of with this first page emphasizing the sort of home aspects of this. So there's that. And let me grab, I've got my baby wipe. I don't want to grab my ink. Okay. So first we want to do what? This flap has to be first. Okay, thinking out loud to myself. And those are my mats. And so the measurements again will all be in the cutting guide, but it's 6.5 by 8 scored on one long side. Trim the corner, scored a 1/2 inch. Unless I tell you otherwise, it's a 1/2 inch score. So score, trim my corners. Okay. And this is going to go on the left side. Hang on. Oops. Which side am I putting that? Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Yes, I want it on that side. Okay. It's still the left side, but the this is, as I mentioned, my bases are not 100% even, and I wanted to put it on the side that's a little short. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Then I have this Vellum Pocket, which is going to go inside, and I want to check it for fit, and it's a little wide, so I am going to rescore one side and make it just a little bit. Actually, I want to score it on this side, make it a little bit narrower. Don't think I need it to be a full 1/8. Maybe I will. Okay. And let's see how that is. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And I need to trim my corners. Probably should have waited to put tape on this until I checked it for fit. But it's fine. Okay. And let me refold this on its new line. Now, this is, I didn't give you a measurement. It's in the cutting guide, though. I keep saying it's in the cutting guide. Just assume it's in the cutting guide. 6 by 8, I cut that. But I'm going to tear the top, which I like to do with my Vellum Pockets. I think it looks nice that way. So I'm just getting an idea. I'm going to tear it right about here. Okay, and then scissors here. I am going to cut that at an angle so they don't stick out at all. Okay, that is good, and I'm going to ink before I put this down. Now this, the way you want this is a little bit short. You don't want it right up to that fold because you want this to fold easily. Okay. And hang on, I keep trying to do this with my nails. You want the bottom to be on the outside, so I'm just going to pull back the back of the tape here and attach the bottom, and then I'm just going to pull back a little bit of this corner here. We're going to attach this down here at the bottom and line it up with this outer edge. Oh, you know what? I need to put a magnet. Okay, hang on. We're just going to leave that corner where it is for the moment. I'm going to bend that back. And you know, while I was doing this, I was thinking, don't forget to have the magnets. Which, of course, I did. Rolling my little tool cart over. And there's two. And there's two. Okay. Goes up there. Those there. It's a little high, but I think it'll be right. Okay, so let me fold this back out of the way. And I'll just use this. There are easier ways to adhere these magnets, but this is how I do it, and I'm so used to it that I just stick with it. Okay. Now I need to be careful because I don't really want to bend that pocket if I can help it, and I already have a little bit. I probably ought to just get out the undo and take it off, but I'm hoping to avoid that. We did it. Okay. Okay, so put your magnets down first, and then do the pocket. Okay, now I'm going to line that up. Right there. And put that one over. And fold What do I do with my tool? I'm struggling with this thing. There we go. Okay, there we go. Pocket. Now, I need to, this is going, I want to make sure I have the right ones in the right places. Okay, so this one's going here. Like that. And so I need to ink it. Try and keep this centered better. Alright, get rid of that. Get rid of that. And put that one down. Okay. This one is going to go here. Take my sweater off. These lights are so warm that I use the very bright. Okay, now this one is going to go in this pocket, and I'm probably going to have to trim it because the pocket is a little narrower. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's going to go in for us. It's a little tight. Okay, I think rather than struggle with it, I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off. And take the edge. That's better. Oh yeah, that's easier. Okay, and we do not need to glue the whole thing. We're just going to do it the way we do belly bands, because it will stay put. Just want to pull it up a little bit so that it's, well, it's down now, but I think it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Cute. Okay, page 1. Now, page 2 is this one. Okay, so for this, I have a pocket, and this pocket is 5 1/4 by 9. Score 2 short edge, 1 long edge, trim your corners, and tape. My goodness, we had a train, now we have a plane. I think it's a plane. That might actually be a helicopter. Where I live, I have the, to my east, not very far, I have the ocean. And to the west, also not very far, I have a hospital. So there are aircraft that go over, helicopters that go to the hospital, and advertising airplanes that go out to the beach. You know, the ones that trail the advertising banner things. There's also a general aviation airport not too far from me where big private jets and things come in. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure I do this right side up. So she's there. This is going to go here. Line that up with the edge, and actually I'm going to pull it in just a hair from the edge, which the other side is also in just a hair from the edge, because this is the side that's down into the spine. So I'm just reducing the bulk down in the spine a little bit by doing that. So I have this one. So far all these mats have been from the 8x8. And I have this piece here was a bit cut off from the piece that we just put in that Vellum Pocket. So I'm going to use that on this side. Let's check that for fit. Be a good idea, huh? Pretty good. Okay. I love this piece. I don't know what it is. There's something about this typewriter that I just really love. Okay, so there's that. And then this is going to be our pocket lining. And I need to trim it because I didn't. Okay, hang on. Go. Come on. Get in. Okay, that's going to be good. And this is the side I trimmed. I trimmed a little off the width just because the paper comes in a pad and it has adhesive where it all joins together. And if you don't trim that spot off, it doesn't ink well. Okay. Hang on. I always do that. You don't really need glue, or at least not much glue, in the part that goes in the pocket. And I always forget that and end up putting glue where it shouldn't be. Okay. I'm going to turn this to try to figure out the easiest way to get this in. Okay. Sorry. All right. Glue everywhere. Okay. Oh, that looks good though. I'm not very far in, but I can always already tell that I am very happy with how that's going. Okay, there we go. Pages 1 and 2. Okay, and then page 3. This one is a very wide belly band. Okay, so this is 3.5 by 9, scored at each end. And I am working on my self-healing mat today. I have been working exclusively on my beautiful glass mat, which I absolutely love, and it's right below this, so I can get at it if I need it. But I just find that the lights reflect on it, and I thought maybe you guys could see better if I use this one for now. So that's what I'm trying. Okay, here we go. And I am just eyeballing center. You can measure it if you want. That looks pretty well centered to me. Just make sure it's lined up at the top. There we go. And that looks good. Straight enough. Okay. And let's go ahead and ink these. Now this is from the 8x8. This one is from a 12x12 patterns from the patterns book. And you know what? I don't know if you could hear when I was inking it. This sounds a little rough. It's still got that little bit of adhesive. Remember I was saying to take that off? And I didn't, so hang on while I do that. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention to my camera and it stopped. I don't know when it stopped. Let me just review just briefly in case you missed anything. Okay, we put a wide belly band here, so super straightforward with this mat from the 12x12 patterns inside, and this was a scrap from another piece that we put on there. And then on this side, I just put this one large flap down. I have a second flap cut, but I'm waiting because I want to make sure I have it the right size. I think that's probably all that you missed, but I'm not sure. I hope it is. Okay, so we have 2 pockets here. They'll be in the cutting guide, the sizes. I'm putting the smaller one, and the cutting guide is free. It's linked down below. Just go ahead and get it. I'm not trying to, sell you something. So I'm just going to put that. I feel like this is a little wide. Hang on. Am I lining it up wrong, or is it a little wide? I think I was lining it up wrong because it does seem like it's a hair wide, but I think it's okay. Just have to go check on my kitty because she let out a howl for no apparent reason. I think she was taking a nap and I woke up and I wasn't there. So rather than come look for me, of course, she's just gonna howl. Okay, there we go. And this is our base page, and this is going to go on the bottom of that. And I'm going to use this side, I think. Okay. That there. Didn't line up these terribly well, I have to say. Okay. Put that there. Line this one up at the bottom. They look pretty good though. Even if I did line them up badly. Okay, there's that. I'm going to get this one. Okay, there we go. Now, I don't know how visible it is on screen. Probably not very. Okay, I think I might be alright. So what I have going on here is, remember I put this flap down. Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe the camera stopped and you didn't see me. But I put this larger flap down. And then I have a second flap. And yes, it's fine. What I wanted was for these flaps, like this, the bottom of this flap to line up with the top of this pocket, and the bottom of this flap to line up with the top of this pocket. So my measurements are correct as they are in the cutting guide. Just making sure. And this one is going to sit right on top of this one. Okay, so we just want to make sure it's lined up nicely along the edges and the top. And that looks good. Okay. And then we need for this a magnet, a pair of magnets. And as I stated, and you may have missed, I haven't picked out mats for this page yet because I kind of have something in mind, and once I decide what I'm going to do, I'll probably cut them on camera if I do them the way I'm thinking, because it'll be a little tricky and I want you to see how to do it. I mean, the other mats are pretty basic. They are what they are, but okay, now this one. Okay, it's going to go there. And let's see, hang on. Need a scrap of some kind. This one's kind of big, but it's a piece from Klimt. There we go. Okay, so then we have so this goes there, and then we have that, and this has our flaps, and this one has our pockets. Turn it over, and this is going to go here, but we're doing a flip out envelope on top of it. So this is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. So this was cut from the 12 by 12. I believe it was from the patterns, but this might have actually been from the 12 by 12. And then we need our envelope punch board. I use this in almost every single project, so highly recommended. All right, so this is for a 4 by 6 card, and it's the 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and it says score it at 3 3/8. And I want that side on the inside, so 3 3/8 right there. I feel like that is not scoring properly. There it is. That's better. Okay. It's alright if it gets a little divot. It won't be too noticeable on this paper. And And let's see. I don't think it really matters which ones go where. That looks pretty cool. We might want that to be on the outside. Let's see what this side looks like. That's my plan. Bring this over. Is we're not really going to see the outside of this. Because it's going to go like that. That looks good. Okay. So what I want to do first, get rid of that. Oh. Okay, is for a pencil. Oh, here's one. Okay. So I'm just lining up my ruler with these 2 points because I want to cut off this peak. I don't like that. Okay. Now, before we glue anything, I'm gonna ink. Okay, so this is going to get attached here and then fold over like that. And trying to decide where I want to put the magnet. I don't like putting magnets inside envelopes, even though it hides them well, because it can cause problems with anything you're putting in or, in the envelope. So I think I am going to have the magnet on the outside, and then we will hide it with some decoration later. I just think it'll work better that way. So let me go ahead and glue this envelope. Oh my goodness, that is way too much glue. Okay, that's better. And this is where we're going to hide the magnet, and I'm okay with that because it's not super pattern heavy, so it'll be fine to hide something there. So I am going to glue this along, make sure I'm right side up. Oh, let's see, these are the pockets. Yeah, so that's the top. So this is going here. And you could actually cut this all off if you wanted and just leave yourself an inch or so or half inch, but I don't mind leaving the whole thing. Okay. And this is 8, right? Not that it matters because I didn't even measure the envelope, but I'm kind of eyeballing center. About there. Ooh, it's a little low. That's okay. Put that there. Okay. And then we're going to put the magnet. Okay, so we're doing that first in case the magnet needs to be on top of it. Just getting my brain together in a row here. Okay, and then we're going to put magnet. just put it right about there. I want it in a place where it's going to be easy for us to come by later and hide it. And I really do need to find a small scrap for doing my magnets. I'm sure I have one, I just don't know where it is. I have tons of scraps. I don't know why I say I don't know where they are. I just don't have one. Maybe I don't think. Oh, here's one. Yeah, okay. I literally just finished Klimt, so I have all the pieces, the little scraps that are left. And if you're looking for an album with that paper, I have a playlist. Just check my playlists. Okay. There we go. Perfect. And how are we doing? Just checking my camera. The cameras, unless they're dedicated video cameras, I think I explained this in another video, only record 30 minutes at a time. And that's to avoid, I believe it's only in Europe, but it's to avoid paying a higher tax, or you having to pay a higher tax. The video cameras have a higher tax than regular cameras, but but they determine it by if it records over a half hour. So if it records more than or a half hour or more. So regular cameras that record video, which is what I have, record for 29 minutes, 29 seconds. So you kind of have to keep an eye on them when you're recording. Been pretty good about it, but I think it's just going to take me a little while. Either that or I have to set an alarm. Okay, that's cool. And this was also from the 12 by 12 patterns. Okay, I like that a lot. Okay, so that's going there, that's going there. And then, let's see, I'm trying to remember what I had for the last couple of pages. Okay, this page I don't have anything. And then this page I have 2 flaps that are going to open. She's going to be on the inside. That's where we're at. Okay. These, again, they're in the cutting guide. They're 4 inches, score 1 long side at ½ inch, and they're 8 inches tall. Sorry, off camera. Okay. You know what? Hang on a second, I'm just checking something. I decide if I want to put a ribbon down to close these. I don't think so. I'm going to go with a magnet. So I'm just lining these up with the edge. And then this one on the other side. Then I have to decide, do I want it to open like that or like that? So I know where to put the magnets. I think I like this one on top better. It's pure choice. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like best. And we're going to need 4 for this page because it's tall. And tape. Just dithering with that. Okay. And go. And my first Vagabond album, I did a page similar to this, and I put little narrow bands on the outsides of the flaps. I thought about doing that with this one, but I don't think I'm going to. Okay, and this is the third of the Vagabond albums that I've made, and I've made all 3 of them the same size on purpose, so I'd have a set. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or if I'm going to sell them as a set, sell them individually, or just keep them like I said. I don't know, but just in my head I kind of wanted to have a set. Like I wanted them all to be the same size. Going to go there, that is going to go there, that is fine. And then I don't have the mats for the flaps, but I do have this mat here, which is going to go inside. You know what, this flap is not lined up properly, I am seeing. So before I proceed, I want to fix that. I finally did order new undo. This is the old bottle, but now when I finally run out, which is going to be very soon, possibly even right now, I will have a replacement for it. I think that's probably, I need to take more of it off. Okay. Is that going to allow me to move it? It won't re-stick until it's dry, but it'll only take a minute to dry. And there is a low VOC version of this, I noticed. I haven't tried it, so I don't know how it works. I should get it because the smell of this stuff is just terrible. And, while that's drying, let me go ahead and ink this. I'm curious if there's going to be, because there was a a Sir Vagabond collection. There was a Lady Vagabond collection, which I combined into one book, but there were two collections. And then there was Sir Vagabond in Japan. And then there's this Lady Vagabond. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a combined collection of the two ever. Interesting to see. Because in the promo video for one of them, I can't remember if it was this one or the Japan one, they were writing to each other, and it ended with, "I'll see you soon." So that's what made me wonder if they were ever gonna... I have obviously no inside information. Haven't heard a thing. Don't know anybody who would tell me anything. I'm just curious about it. And you want to be careful when you're burnishing. I didn't mention it previously, but I've mentioned it a lot. But just be careful if there are magnets underneath. Try not to burnish right over those magnets. To be careful, because you could burnish the image of those magnets, like a bruise your paper in the shape of the magnets, and that would look terrible. So you definitely don't want to do that. Okay, where are we at? Okay, I think we are at a good stopping point. So let's call that done. Again, this is a design project for Scrap and Create. I'll have a link down below where you can get all your supplies, and a link down below for the cutting guide for this project. I always have links below to my Amazon list. Anytime you click and shop using those, it benefits the channel. I have some discount codes below, Patreon, all that stuff. Anyway, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.